Are you thinking of relocating in 2025? Think again. Not all cities offer the American dream. Some are drowning in debt, plagued by rising crime, or suffering from extreme poverty and failing schools. Others are dealing with mass exodus, decaying roads, and job markets on life support. These aren't just struggling towns, they're warning signs in plain sight. If you're looking for safety, stability, and opportunity, steer clear. Here are the 10 US cities you'll want to avoid in 2025. Some of them may shock you. If you're new to USA Revealed, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Number 10. St. Louis, Missouri. Once a symbol of American innovation, St. Louis now grapples with a complex web of challenges. While recent data indicates a 15% decrease in overall crime in 2024, with homicides reaching an 11-year low, the city continues to face significant hurdles. Downtown St. Louis exemplifies the doom loop phenomenon. Vacant office buildings lead to reduced foot traffic, which in turn causes businesses to close, further deterring visitors. The closure of major retailers like Macy's underscores this cycle. Efforts to rejuvenate the area, including financial incentives and infrastructure improvements, have yet to reverse the decline. Demographically, the city is experiencing a significant shift. Between 2010 and 2022, the number of residents under 18 declined by over 66,000, reflecting a nearly 10% drop. Simultaneously, the proportion of residents aged 65 and older increased from 13% to 18%, raising concerns about the region's preparedness for an aging population. These factors contribute to a shrinking population, with the city losing more than 37,000 residents since 2011. The combination of economic challenges, demographic shifts, and infrastructural issues paints a complex picture of a city striving to reclaim its former vitality. Number 9. Oakland, California. Oakland, once celebrated for its cultural diversity and entrepreneurial spirit, now grapples with a surge in crime that has disrupted daily life and shaken community confidence. In 2024, the city experienced a significant increase in robberies, with a 73% rise compared to the previous year, marking it as one of the most dangerous cities in America. This uptick in crime has had tangible effects on both residents and businesses. The city's only In-N-Out Burger, a staple for 18 years, closed its doors due to safety concerns, including incidents of gunfire and stabbings. Similarly, other national chains like Denny's have shuttered locations, citing the inability to ensure the safety of employees and customers. In response, state and local officials have initiated measures to address the crisis. Governor Gavin Newsom deployed 120 California Highway Patrol officers to Oakland to assist in law enforcement efforts. Mayor Sheng Tao has emphasized a comprehensive safety plan, focusing on police investment and community engagement. Despite these efforts, many residents and business owners remain skeptical. The perception of safety is crucial, and until tangible improvements are felt on the ground, the city's struggle with crime continues to overshadow its rich history and potential for renewal. Number 8. Jackson, Mississippi. This city faces a deepening crisis. Decades of neglect have left its water system in shambles, with over 750 boil water notices and 7,300 line breaks in recent years. In 2022, the main treatment plant failed, cutting off safe drinking water for 150,000 residents, highlighting the city's collapsing infrastructure and dire need for solutions. The city's challenges extend beyond its water woes. Jackson has been labeled America's murder capital for 2 consecutive years, with a homicide rate significantly higher than the national average. This surge in violence is intertwined with systemic issues, including a poverty rate nearing 30% and a declining population due to white flight and economic disinvestment. Political infighting and corruption have stalled progress in Jackson. A 2023 bribery case involving city officials, including the mayor, damaged public trust. Deep tensions between the city's black leadership and the Republican-led state government continue to block efforts to fix crumbling infrastructure and restore basic services. Despite these hurdles, there have been steps toward remediation. In early 2023, nearly $800 million in federal funding was secured to begin overhauling Jackson's water infrastructure. However, the path to recovery remains long and uncertain, with residents continuing to face daily challenges related to basic services and safety. Number 7. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore faces ongoing violent crime despite new policing strategies. With one of the nation's highest murder rates, the violence erodes public safety and overwhelms law enforcement, making long-term solutions difficult to sustain. The education system in Baltimore is under significant strain due to chronic underfunding. Legal actions have highlighted a funding gap of over $700 million, alleging that the state has failed to meet its constitutional obligations to provide adequate education to city students. This shortfall has led to deteriorating school facilities, outdated learning materials, and a shortage of essential staff, all of which hinder students' academic success and future prospects. Economically, Baltimore faces a projected $1.8 billion budget deficit over the next decade. While Mayor Brandon Scott's administration has managed to balance the 2025 budget without raising taxes or cutting services, the city's financial health remains precarious. Rising costs and increased obligations, particularly in education and public safety, continue to outpace revenue growth, necessitating difficult decisions in the coming years. Baltimore's communities remain resilient, pushing for better services, fair funding, and safer neighborhoods. Despite deep-rooted challenges, local efforts persist, offering a hopeful path toward addressing the systemic issues that have burdened the city for generations. Number 6. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, once celebrated for its vibrant culture and rich history, has faced significant challenges in recent years. In 2022, the city recorded a homicide rate of approximately 70.56 per 100,000 residents, placing it among the highest in the United States. This surge in violence was accompanied by a 107% increase in car thefts compared to the previous year. However, 2024 marked a turning point. The New Orleans Police Department, NOPD, reported a 35% decrease in homicides compared to 2023, with 124 murders investigated in 2024. Non-fatal shootings dropped by 44%, and carjackings saw a 49% decline. Overall, the city experienced a 26% reduction in crime. Despite these improvements, the city faced a tragic event on January 1, 2025, when a vehicle ramming attack on Bourbon Street resulted in 15 fatalities and numerous injuries. This incident underscored the ongoing challenges in ensuring public safety, particularly in high-traffic tourist areas. In response, city officials have been working to implement enhanced security measures and reassure both residents and visitors. While New Orleans has made significant strides in reducing crime, the journey toward restoring its full vibrancy continues. The city's resilience and commitment to improvement offer hope for a brighter future. Number 5. Shreveport, Louisiana. This city faces a confluence of challenges that significantly impact the quality of life for its residents. Pervasive poverty and frequent severe weather events contribute to a complex and pressing situation. Economic hardship is a significant concern. Approximately 24.5% of Shreveport's population lives below the poverty line, surpassing the state average of 18.9%. The situation is particularly dire for children, with 38.9% of those under 18 living in poverty. Additionally, nearly half of the households in Shreveport fall under the ALICE, asset limited, income constrained, employed, threshold, indicating that they earn above the federal poverty level but below the basic cost of living. Environmental factors further compound the difficulties faced by Shreveport residents. The city is susceptible to severe weather events, including frequent tornado warnings, which pose additional risks to safety and property. These natural threats, combined with the existing socioeconomic issues, create a challenging environment for the community. To address ongoing challenges, Shreveport launched initiatives like free public transit, a basic income pilot, and emergency-focused community centers. While these efforts show progress, the path to meaningful, long-term improvement remains difficult and requires sustained commitment. Number 4. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit's skyline gleams with revitalized landmarks and sleek new developments, but beyond the downtown core, many residents still face harsh realities. Despite a modest population increase, the first in over 6 decades, Detroit remains a city where survival often outweighs prosperity. Approximately 30% of Detroit's residents live below the poverty line, a statistic that underscores the city's ongoing struggle with economic disparity. In neighborhoods like the one surrounding the long-abandoned Southwest Detroit Hospital, blight and neglect are prevalent. The city's infrastructure challenges are further exemplified by DTE Energy's aging power grid, which has led to frequent and prolonged outages, disproportionately affecting low-income communities. One of the most pressing issues for Detroiters is the exorbitant cost of car insurance. In 2024, the average annual premium for full coverage in Detroit soared to $5,687, accounting for nearly 8% of the median household income. This financial burden forces many residents to make difficult choices, with some opting to drive without insurance, a risky decision that can lead to severe legal and financial consequences. While projects like the Joe Louis Greenway and Michigan Central Station signal progress, they haven't alleviated Detroit's daily hardships. For many, the city's recovery feels distant, overshadowed by the ongoing struggles of residents. Number 3. Anchorage, Alaska. Often celebrated for its rugged landscapes and natural beauty, Anchorage presents a contrasting reality beneath its picturesque surface. In 2024, the city experienced a significant surge in homicides, recording 34 cases, nearing its modern record set in 2017. This uptick in violent crime has strained the Anchorage Police Department's resources, with detectives managing an increasing number of complex cases involving drug crimes and sexual assaults. The issue of sexual violence remains particularly alarming. In 2023, Anchorage reported the highest rape rate among U.S. metropolitan areas, with 144.6 offenses per 100,000 inhabitants. This statistic underscores a persistent and troubling trend in the city. While the state has increased funding to address domestic violence and sexual assault, advocates argue that these efforts fall short of what's needed to protect vulnerable populations. Anchorage's harsh winters bring just 3 hours of daylight, triggering widespread seasonal depression. Many rely on vitamin D and short outdoor breaks, but the prolonged darkness deepens isolation and mental health struggles. Anchorage's natural beauty hides deep social issues. Rising crime, mental health struggles, and isolation make it more of a trap than escape for many seeking refuge in the wild. Number 2. San Bernardino, California. San Bernardino, once a beacon of promise in the Inland Empire, now grapples with profound challenges that have reshaped its identity. In 2012, the city filed for Chapter 9 bankruptcy, burdened by over $1 billion in debt. Although it emerged from bankruptcy in 2017, the aftermath continues to affect public services and infrastructure. Education in San Bernardino faces significant hurdles. San Bernardino High School ranks in the bottom 50% statewide, with only 9% of students proficient in math and 33% in reading. Black students are particularly affected, with just 11.55% meeting math standards and 22.96% meeting English standards in 2023. These disparities underscore systemic issues within the educational system. The city's economic struggles are evident in its employment landscape. As of recent reports, only 46% of working-age residents are employed, the lowest rate among comparable California cities. Many residents rely on low-wage jobs in the warehousing and logistics sector, which offers limited benefits and job security. This economic instability contributes to a poverty rate of approximately 33%, double the state average. The city has seen the addition of a medical center and retail stores, aiming to stimulate economic growth. Community organizations are advocating for education reform and economic opportunities. While the path to recovery is complex, the resilience of San Bernardino's residents offers a foundation for hope and renewal. Number 1. The American Nightmare, Gary, Indiana. Once a symbol of American industrial prowess, Gary now stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of economic decline. Founded in 1906 by U.S. Steel, Gary rapidly grew into a bustling city, attracting workers from across the nation. However, the collapse of the steel industry in the late 20th century led to massive job losses, triggering a cascade of socioeconomic challenges. The city's population has plummeted from its peak of over 178,000 in 1960 to approximately 69,100 in 2020, a decline of more than 60%. This exodus has left behind a landscape dotted with abandoned structures. Estimates suggest that about 20% of Gary's buildings are vacant. In some areas, such as zip code 46402, the vacancy rate reaches as high as 34.1%. The proliferation of abandoned buildings has contributed to elevated crime rates. In 1995, Gary recorded 129 homicides, earning it the grim title of Murder Capital of the U.S. While crime has decreased since then, challenges persist. In 2023, the city reported 325 violent crimes and 2,121 property crimes. Efforts to revitalize Gary are underway. Programs like Gary for Life, launched in 2015, aim to reduce violence through community engagement and support services. Additionally, initiatives to address blight, such as the demolition of derelict structures and the promotion of redevelopment projects, are in progress. Outro. From once thriving hubs to haunting reminders of lost opportunity, these cities reveal the harsh truth about America's overlooked corners. Crime, poverty, and decay didn't happen overnight. They were allowed to grow. As 2025 unfolds, where you live matters more than ever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more from USA Revealed.